several different reasons why you are suffering with hormonal adult acne. We're going to use this video to look at those different reasons to see if we can help you in the same way I've been able to help myself to either eradicate it, or if you haven't had adult acne before, to make sure you never have it in the first place. My name is Alison. Welcome to the channel. Let's get started. Before I do, remember to like, subscribe, share, comment and hit that notification so you know when the next video is coming out. Oh, and before I forget, look below, you will see the free digital guide for adult acne more than skin deep, eczema more than skin deep, and dry skin more than skin deep. Let's get started. Although not scientifically proven by science or scientists, for those who suffer with acne, they can tell you straight away that certain foods are their triggers. Now this could be gluten, which is wheat, rye and barley. It could be milk. It could be sugar, it could be peanuts, it could be a whole list of things, but specifically, it could be triggered by processed foods more so than natural foods. Now, intolerances aren't to be confused with allergies. An intolerance is a food sensitivity. In other words, you have digestive issues or your digestive system just cannot handle or tolerate the food that you are eating. It can cause bloatedness, diarrhea, cramping, vomiting. The list is endless for the actual gut, but as you've seen in previous videos, with the list of conditions starting from the top to the bottom can also cause major impact to your health. Now, although you just heard me mention specific foods that can cause intolerances, it's also worth noting that as well as foods causing intolerances, if you eat a lot of processed foods, you also might be reacting to preservatives, to additives in there, and also MSG. MSG is monosodium glutamate and it's a food flavor enhancer. Even though it's associated with Chinese food, it can be in a lot of the pre-packed foods that you purchase as well. It can be in sauces, it can be in soups, it can be in stews, it can be in gravies. Pretty much anything that needs a stronger flavor and to be processed or made as cheaply as possible, it's going to be in. And it has different names. It's worth just typing in MSG online somewhere and asking Google or asking another search engine what other names MSG comes under. Now, you heard me mention preservatives and also additives. They can be food colorings, they can be flavorings. So for myself personally, I keep away from all of those things. I know for my son, if he has anything with food coloring, E numbers, as well as bouncing off the walls, it triggers off his eczema. And I know for me, my eczema and my adult acne is triggered as soon as I eat something even as simple as a gluten-free pizza. So I have to make that choice. Do I want this gluten-free pizza? Is it worth it? I've also had, say, for example, gluten and dairy-free chocolate and still reacted, and then had a look on the ingredients list only to find there was added colour on there. Now, you also find that certain foods will have been sprayed when they were at the crop phase, so the initial phase of being grown. You cannot get rid of those chemicals that have been sprayed for fertilizers or pesticides or herbicides. They are in the food, you cannot wash them away, so you are therefore eating those as well. So it's worth pointing out, as I said, that when you react badly to a food, it might not necessarily be the actual food, it might be the things they've added to it, possibly at the crop phase or in the manufacturer's process. Also worth pointing out, I love saying that word, don't I? We have also been caught out when, for example, we've eaten foods that are dairy-free but produced or manufactured in a facility that also handles milk or gluten products. There you go. Now, when it comes to intolerances, if you find that you are intolerant to sugar and have made the switch over to artificial sweeteners, be warned. The reason they are called artificial sweeteners is because they are artificial. This can also play havoc with you. So as an example, I know that pretty much all artificial sweeteners break me out in acne. The only one I've tried and I've been okay with is something like stevia. So what I found I prefer to do was just to start to reduce my sugar intake and then eventually switch to a locally produced honey. Again, if you have the shop bought honey, which is on the shelves, it has been heated to a very high level because you get honeys from all around Europe added together for different thicknesses, different qualities, some good, some bad. They're all put together in a big vat, heated up, and the actual stuff that was originally good about the honey has been killed off. Because if you add heat to honey, it kills off anything that was good about it. If you put good quality honey into boiling water, it kills off anything that is good about it. So make the switch slowly to a locally produced honey. Go to your local butcher's, your local farm, your local health store. Get yourself a jar of honey, and if you go local honey, this can also help those with hay fever, because the same bees that are from your local area will have ingested or obviously got pollen from the flowers that you are reacting to, which if you have honey every single day, as my son does, 365 days of the year, he then, when it comes to pollen season, he doesn't react as bad. He barely even has a sniffle. So remember, if you are going to make that switch, don't go artificial sweetener. Slowly reduce your sugar, and if you have to, try honey. I believe in the US, maybe molasses is a good option as well, but I don't know a lot about that. But molasses, in fact, there's molasses, and there's also maple syrup is another one. Maple syrup comes from a tree, so again, it's natural, but again, got the high quality. So you've got honey, molasses, maple syrup. They are all still extremely high in fructose, so eat them minimally and only add a little bit as and when you need it, or try and reduce it so you have no sugar, processed sugar in your diet. Fruit sugar, specifically fruit, the whole fruit is okay. Fruit juice is a no-no unless you can find cold pressed juice, which has been pressed recently. If you're going to get the shop bought fruit juice that comes from concentrate, again, you're just drinking straight out of the juice, fructose. Another possibility that's causing your adult acne could be leaky gut. Now, just like intolerances, certain foods are triggers for your leaky gut, simply because your small intestines, where the problem normally starts, its job is to, I say extract, but take away the vitamins and nutrients, the minerals from the foods you are eating, and obviously disperse it around the body where it's needed. However, your small intestines or your gut has a wall like so. The lining is nice and strong, or it's supposed to be strong. However, when you have leaky gut, the actual lining of the wall becomes loose, so food gets through. Once it's through there, it's in your bloodstream, and this causes inflammation in the body. And inflammation is what we're going to be talking about next. Now, when you have leaky gut, you might be getting nauseousness, you could be getting gas, diarrhea, constipation, again, all very similar to intolerances, because obviously they're all interlinked. What you also might be told you have is IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Now, the problem with seeing a doctor and being labelled as having IBS is it's an umbrella term, can cover so many different things. Whereas someone might have mild IBS, someone could have it so severe it can be debilitating. So I would suggest, again, you need to see a health practitioner in the form of either a naturopath or a homeopath, or somebody who can look at you on a holistic level, in other words, a whole body level, rather than each individual ailment or illness that you're suffering with. So you previously heard me mention inflammation in the body. Now, by inflammation, what I mean is if parts of your body on the inside are inflamed, then that is what's the actual cause of the actual problem, the causal problem. Your skin will be the symptom. So you need to look at what is causing your acne. What symptoms are going on inside the body? Are you eating something that is really wrong for you, or is your body lacking something? Because as well as obviously eating the wrong foods, if you're not getting enough of the right foods, you could be causing your problem as well. Now, if your gut becomes inflamed, you can get acne. If your leaky gut means that the actual molecules or the things are getting through into your bloodstream, that can cause acne as well. If you have IBS, that can trigger acne as well. So you need to be looking at all these three things individually, because obviously not only one thing is going to cause your acne. Now, we all know by now that genetics can play a part and stress can play a part, but because we're looking at what's causing it on the inside as in the foods you are eating, this is why I'm explaining that intolerances can be a trigger for your acne, leaky gut and inflammation. You need to make sure you can calm the inflammation down, both the vitamins you're taking, the supplements you're taking, and the foods you are eating. There are lots of foods out there specifically that can help inflammation in the body. You need to make sure you're eating enough and a good quality of them as well. Before I move on to the next topic, I want to address some of those foods that are anti-inflammatory. Now, the kind of foods, or even herbs and spices that we eat as a family are things like turmeric, cinnamon, ginger. We have, anti-inflammatory foods. We eat a lot of greens, so leafy green vegetables. Pretty much anything that is fresh, and the darker the fruit and the darker the vegetable, the better. Now, I'm going to move on quickly because that's only a few. You can literally type it against your search engine, anti-inflammatory foods, and you get a massive list. And they are just the ones I've pointed out, just the ones that we have on a regular basis here. But there's a whole host of other fruits and vegetables and herbs and spices you can have that are anti-inflammatory. Now, the last area I want to look at is your liver. The liver and the skin are intrinsically linked, simply because the skin is the largest organ in the body. Because it is so, obviously we get a lot of toxins being excreted through the skin in the form of sweat, which is why you're obviously getting acne on your skin, because it's the largest organ. Now, the liver is also a detoxifying organ. Now, in the olden days, and in fact even now, you'd hear people saying you don't need to do detoxes and you don't need to do cleanses because the liver does the cleaning of your body for you, and that should be enough. Well, maybe in the olden days that was enough because there wasn't so much pollution, there wasn't so much food or processed food that's play around with. But now, because we are consuming so much foods that are not good for our bodies and we are overloading our bodies with toxins, the liver isn't able to clean the body as effectively as you would think it would. Now, I've got a little list just here, so I'm going to read it off so my eyes are going to divert. The liver filters and detoxifies cholesterols, fats, hormones, drugs, caffeine, alcohol, and other toxic byproducts, obviously like artificial sweeteners, artificial colours, artificial this, artificial that. Anything that goes into the body is cleaned by the liver as well as excreted by the liver through the lungs. It goes out of the skin. Pretty much toxins come out of all parts of our body. We breathe it out, we sweat it out. But the body can't completely clean unless you give it a helping hand. So this is where you come into it. By helping your body, helping your liver, helping your body with the foods you are eating, by stopping certain foods, by including certain foods, you can help your liver, you can help your gut, you can help your intolerances by taking it all very seriously. By taking it all seriously, you will also affect your skin in a positive manner. Now, I know it's not easy to make those changes, and I'm testament to that because it's taken me years, and I had to do one thing at a time, even though I knew it was making me ill. Some people, a lot braver than me, will just do a complete and utter cleanse. However, I've found in the past when I tried to give up caffeine, sugar, gluten and dairy all at the same time, I had the withdrawals, I had a massive headache for about a week or so, and then you kind of slide back into it. So what you need to do is to make something a habit. To do that, you do one thing at a time, or maybe even two things at a time, but you make those changes slowly. When it becomes part of your routine and it becomes normal to you, then you add in the next one. Unless you have made yourself really ill, then I'm going to have to say, then go cold turkey and just stop it all. However, you will be getting a lot of withdrawal headaches for at least the first between 3 and 5 days. After that, you'll feel like a completely new human being, and then you start to introduce other things, which is the skincare, products around the house, just pretty much anything, any little change you make when you feel a big difference, believe me, again, as I said on previous videos, you won't slip back into those bad habits. So look after your liver, look after your gut, look after your skin, look after your body, and reduce the inflammation in your body and reduce all the crap you're putting into your body. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.